It was 2 o'clock when Maya found herself staring at the ceiling again, her mind buzzing with questions that had no answers. What if I fail? Did I say the wrong thing in that meeting? Why didn't he text back? She wasn't in danger, she wasn't physically hurt, but night after night, her mind turned into a battlefield of what-ifs and worst-case scenarios. She was stuck in her head, constantly second-guessing every move, every word, every decision. The day would start with coffee and hope, and end with doubt and mental exhaustion. Overthinking had become her silent companion. Maybe you've been there too. That endless loop of thoughts that feel like they matter, but only leave you more stressed, more anxious, and less present. Overthinking is like a rocking chair. It gives you something to do, but gets you nowhere. Maya wasn't always like this. She used to be spontaneous, laughing at silly things, taking weekend trips, making decisions with ease. But after a painful breakup, a job loss, and the pressure to figure her life out, something shifted. She started trying to control everything with her mind. Every decision had to be the right one. Every word had to be perfect. The need to avoid mistakes made her afraid to live at all. One day, while scrolling through social media and overthinking why her life didn't look as exciting as others, she came across a quote by Carl Jung. "You are what you do, not what you say you'll do." Something about it hit her deeply. She realized that her life had become one long internal monologue, thinking about doing things, but rarely doing them. Her thoughts weren't protecting her anymore. They were trapping her. She decided to make a change. Not a big one at first, just small, uncomfortable steps toward life. The first thing she tried was what psychologists call thought labeling. Every time she caught herself overthinking, she'd silently say, "That's a worry thought," or "That's a judgment thought." It helped her get some distance from the voice in her head. Research from UCLA's Mindful Awareness Research Center shows that simply naming your emotions or thoughts can calm the brain's emotional center, the amygdala, and reduce anxiety. Then she started setting timers. 10 minutes to think about something, then make a decision and move on. No circling back, no mental replays. She called it mental closing time, like a shop shutting its doors. It wasn't easy, but it gave her structure and accountability. She also created what she jokingly called her do-it list. It wasn't about productivity or hustle. It was about doing one thing each day. She normally overthought, sending a message, saying yes to an invite, even picking a restaurant without over-Googling reviews. Action became her therapy. The turning point came on a rainy Saturday. Her friend invited her to an art class. The old Maya would have declined. What if I'm bad at it? What if I don't know anyone? What if I look silly? But the new Maya just said, sure. She didn't think. She just showed up. And for 2 hours, with paint on her hands and laughter in her chest, she forgot to overthink. She was living. Psychologists say overthinking is often tied to a fear of the unknown and a need for control. According to a 2020 study published in the journal Nature Communications, overthinking activates the default mode network, DNN, in the brain, a region associated with self-focused thought, worry, and rumination. This is often overactive in people with anxiety or depression. But the same study also showed that engaging in focused, goal-directed activity, like painting, walking, cooking, or working with your hands, can reduce DNN activity. In other words, doing helps more than thinking. Maya's journey didn't require a miracle. It just needed awareness, patience, and the courage to do small things differently. She still has moments of spiraling thoughts, but now she knows how to pause, breathe, and step into action instead of fear. If you're someone who constantly overanalyzes everything, from texts to to-do lists to life decisions, you're not alone. Overthinking is common, but it doesn't have to be your identity. Start small. Name your thoughts. Set a timer. Do one thing you've been avoiding. Let your life be messy, imperfect, and real. because real life happens in action, not in your head. As philosopher Seneca once said, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." Don't let the fear in your head steal the joy in your life. Stop overthinking and start living, even if it's one shaky step at a time.